Hello, my name is Sweetie Shah and welcome to our channel Coding with JS. We will learn unary operators like typeof, delete, and the increment operators.
Every operator we have covered so far takes two values. Addition needs a left side and a right side. Those are called binary operators because of the two. But some operators work on a single value instead. Those are unary operators, and there are about 8 of them. 2 of them cause more confusion than all the rest combined. So we will start with those two. Here is a variable holding the number 5. The increment operator is 2 plus signs together. It adds 1 to the variable, which is simple enough. But it can be written before or after the variable. And that choice changes what the expression gives back. Here we wrote it after the variable, which is postfix. The variable does get incremented from 5 to 6. But the expression itself hands back the old value. So the log prints 5 even though I is now 6. The increment happened, but the answer was captured first. Printing the variable afterwards confirms it really is 6. Now let us write it the other way round. 2 plus signs before the variable is the prefix form. This time it increments first and then returns. So we get the new value back, which is 7. The variable ends up identical either way. Only the returned value differs between the two forms. The decrement operator behaves in exactly the same way. 2 minus signs after the variable returns the old value. 2 minus signs before returns the new value. Same rule, just subtracting instead of adding. Now here is the practical advice about all of this. In a plain statement on its own, the two forms are identical. Nobody is using the returned value, so it does not matter. The confusion only appears when you use the result. Combining increment with other operators is genuinely hard to read. You have to hold the prefix rule in your head while parsing. And a reader 6 months later will get it wrong. So put the increment on its own line always. Then nobody has to think about prefix or postfix at all. Now let us look at a much more pleasant unary operator. A single plus sign in front of a value converts it to a number. It is the shortest possible number conversion in the language. The string 42 becomes the actual number 42. Internally, it does exactly what the number function does. So all the same edge cases apply to it. An empty string still becomes 0, for example. It is concise, but number is clearer for a reader. Unary minus does the same conversion and then negates. So the string 42 becomes negative 42. This is the operator you use to write negative numbers, which means you use it constantly without noticing. It is a unary operator, not part of the number itself. Next is the logical not operator. A single exclamation mark flips a value's truthiness. It converts the operand to a boolean and then inverts it. So not true gives false, exactly as expected. The cast's card records it as a conversion to boolean. But it works on any value, not just booleans. Not of an empty string gives true because empty is falsy. Not of the number 5 gives false because 5 is truthy. Which leads to a very common little trick. Applying not twice flips the value and then flips it back. So the truthiness is preserved exactly as it was. But the result is now a genuine boolean. That is the shortest way to force a real true or false. It is used constantly when returning from a check function. You want a clean boolean, not a truthy string. Some people find it cryptic and boolean is clearer. But you will absolutely read it in other people's code. So recognizing it instantly is worth the 2 seconds. There is another unary operator you already know well. The typeof operator takes exactly one operand, which makes it a unary operator like all of these. It converts a value into a descriptive string. We covered its behavior in detail a few videos ago, including the 3 cases where it misleads you. There is one more that operates on objects. Here we have a small object with a single property. The delete operator removes a property completely. Not setting it to undefined, but actually removing it. The key stops existing on the object entirely. It returns true when the removal succeeded. There is an important limitation worth knowing. Delete only works on object properties. You cannot delete an ordinary variable with it. And using it on an array leaves a hole behind. The length stays the same, but the slot becomes empty. Use splice for arrays instead, which we cover later. There is one final unary operator, mostly for trivia. The void operator evaluates an expression and returns undefined. You will see void 0 in older minified code. It was a guaranteed way to produce undefined, because undefined could once be reassigned as a variable. That was fixed long ago, so void is rarely needed now. But recognizing it stops it being mysterious. So let us gather all of the unary operators. Increment and decrement come in prefix and postfix forms. Postfix returns the old value, prefix returns the new one. Keep them on their own line and the difference stops mattering. Unary plus converts to a number and double not converts to a boolean.